Alright, so sometimes the photos you're going to receive are kind of like a panorama, and we need you to edit them same way you usually would, but we don't want the aspect ratio to be like that. So I definitely, cropping is a really big thing with these photos. Um, I'm not as picky about the exact aspect ratio. I want you to crop out the unneeded parts of the photo. For instance, that wall over here to the left was not needed. You know, we just get to the pool, and as you can see, this bush is kind of not really needed either, so you can bring it in right there. So that's just a lot more pleasing photo, and then you just start your edits, you know, highlights, shadows, whites, blacks. We have a mobile app that our clients can photograph houses themselves. It's a panorama app. So a lot of times the photos will be kind of in the form of a panorama. We don't want the finished product to be like that, though. Let me show you another example. Okay, here's a great example. See how long and skinny this is? You know, it's a great photo, but we definitely, you know, you can get out this side of it. A lot of times you have to unlock the aspect, and then you can, you know, you could bring it down to there or even there. You know, you have to have a good eye, and you have to sometimes make, you know, creative decisions what is best for the photo. So then that's just a lot more. It draws you in a lot more if you crop that out. I mean, I always tell my editors that, you know, it's not, a lot of times it's not what you're leaving in the photo, it's what you're cropping out that really makes it. You can save a bad photo or bad composition just by cropping it correctly. And there's, you know, we offer training sessions, but it's really, you know, you just have to use your own judgment. I mean, every situation is different. I wish I could have an exact way to edit these photos, but there's really not yet. But that is, if you need a set aspect ratio, I would say anything 4:3 is great, 16:9 is okay as well, and 2:3 or 3:2 is fine. Just nothing too long and skinny. We don't stipulate an exact aspect ratio because I think that's part of the creative part of the editing. Sometimes you have to switch it up depending on the photo. As you see, this is a panorama, so there's a little bit of curvature and imperfections. If you know, if you have a way to fix that, that's great. These came out of a mobile app, so you know, you just kind of have to. It's okay, but the more you can fix, the better, and that just it ups your profile rating with us. Let's see what else. It's another example. You know, of, there's just a lot of space here that could be brought out. Unlock it. Look, I don't even need that painting, so if I come into there, as you can see, I cropped all that. Now watch what happens here. Watch how much better a photo it looks. So you just see how your eye is just drawn to the windows, and that's pre-edit. So now you can drop the highlights, shadows, whites, blacks, contrast, white balance. Alright, and then if you watch the advanced editing tutorial, you know, you could really drop down that view so where you can see the water, and then you could add a brush in here. And then that's a really great photo. And it came out of an iPhone, believe it or not. So yeah, that's another way to do it. There's going to be a lot of times where, you know, the photos don't come out good, so your job is to try to save them. Like this one, you know, it's got these blown out windows, and this one's got some ghosting, so this isn't a good example. This is a good example right here. Do you see how long and skinny it is? Okay, almost half of this photo does not even need to be used. So, you know, first thing, so take a look at that photo, and then if you crop in, all that door jamb is unneeded. All over this wall is unneeded. And then a lot of this ceiling. So watch the difference between the first photo you saw and that. I mean, that's a whole different room. It's just a lot more pleasing. So then, basic edits. White balance. Contrast. Highlights, shadows, whites, blacks. A little too contrasty right there. And you got these blown out windows. If you know, if there's anything you can do with it, if you drop it down and the white balance goes to crap, so you gotta warm it up a little. Then you could brighten it with the brush. That looks awful. So now you get it a little more even. And the last thing, remember, I really hate color yellow. Don't like yellow, don't like orange. And it's amazing if you just drop the saturation of it. Not a whole lot. It's got to still be realistic. But if you just bring down the oranges and the yellows, you know, you can get that accurate color. HDR sometimes messes the colors up, so a lot of your job is just fixing the colors. But hey, but look at that. I mean, that's a darn good photo right there. You know, I mean, that was before. I mean, that's after. That was before. I mean, you go from there to there. That's a really good photo. I'll do one more. Okay, this is a terrific example. This is a really beautiful kitchen. Cropping. Crop that out. You got to decide if you want that side part in. I'm going to leave it out right there, and then you got to you come all the way down to there. Bring it up, and bam! It's just a lot more pleasing photo. Sometimes if the photographer is not as good, a lot of times your job is to fix, you know, their composition mistakes, and you can do it. If you're a good editor and you have a good eye, you can do it. So making these adjustments. All right, this is another example of like all the yellows. Like, this is such a beautiful, this had a lot of tungsten light in it. So if you just go and bring the yellows down, and then maybe a little bit of the oranges, see, it's like you just got that pure white color. You just cool it a little bit. Yeah, right there. That's a beautiful image. Shot on an iPhone. We're still working out the kinks of our iPhone app. Like you see over here, there's ghosting in the clock. We're going to fix that. Don't worry about that. Hopefully you won't see too many of those. But all right, last one. Okay, this is a great example too. Long, skinny photo. You don't need, that's ridiculous. We don't need all that. Don't need that. You know, crop it down to that. It's a lot better. Same here. Don't need that. Sorry. Don't need that. Yeah. Alright, that's my cropping tutorial.